Welcome everybody back to another Bold Cast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is Fruits Basket, episode
Highly
1.
anticipated, long awaited, very much requested. We're excited to watch it.
We know, what do we know about it? What do you know about it, Lindsay?
I know that it is a romance show. I know that the last season of it is like, I think in like the top 5 of like highest rated stuff on Mal. I know that there was like an original, I'm not sure when, like 2001 or something. Yeah. And then they redid it, I think 2019. We're watching the 2019 one. The new and improved and updated, and that's the one that I think everyone really likes as well. And yeah, I'm excited to watch it. I've been wanting this to win. We had a poll on our Patreon, and it was like so neck and neck with Monster. It was like Fruits Basket was in the lead, then Monster was in the lead, then they were tied, then it was like 1% ahead, and
I forget who said it. It might have been Herwolf or one of our viewers in the Discord who was like, it's Boldcast Barbenheimer is Monster versus Fruits Basket. Yeah. So it's fun. Yeah, because we just added that in, like Monster into the poll last minute. Fruits Basket's been in the polls for a while, and then a few of the shows that got picked last in the previous couple polls because we started doing them again. Yeah. Anyway, we're excited to watch it. I know it's like a romance. I know there's like something else to it. We've talked about that. We both kind of know that there's maybe some kind of twist or some kind of something going on, but that's kind of it. I don't know if it's in any direction. I don't know if it's like a violent twist or if it's like a paranormal or like supernatural. Or we
talked about like maybe it's gonna be similar to Clannad in that there's like other like ethereal or supernatural aspects to it, but not really explicitly and not really like taking over the story necessarily, you know, just kind of like a vibe that's there. Yeah. But obviously we have no idea, and we're excited for it.
Leave a like and subscribe. Check out Patreon to get this many episodes ahead. It should say on screen, hopefully, if I remember to do it right. You can get that many episodes ahead if you go to patreon.com/boldcast, get uncut reactions with our full reaction, unedited, no annoying cuts, anything like that. Let's just check it out. Fruits Basket, episode 1. Let's go. And we are watching in sub. I debated watching in dub because I know Laura Bailey's in this and I love Laura Bailey and I'm a dub enjoyer, but we know we have a lot of people from other parts of the world, so it's not the best to watch it in dub most times. Anyway, let's check it out.
I'm so nervous. I hope I like it. I've been like wanting to watch this for so long.
Whoa, okay. This is suspiciously like Clannad with the start. If this is like, I don't know how much, what the hell is this? It's like reincarnation.
Look at that little guy.
I wonder if that's a reincarnation of the main character. Or a previous incarnation, and she's a reincarnation of like that thing.
Interesting. Yeah, very Clannad with the
crazy otherworldly thing going parallel or previous to this. Oh, dead mom. She didn't even have the dead mom hairstyle.
Does she live in that tent?
I guess so. Yeah, is she homeless? She talking to like her watch? She has like a pocket watch. Or a locket, maybe?
She's just having such a great time.
It's a little bed and breakfast type thing? Or just a house? So she must have just got here.
I like those. I don't know there, but I like them. I'm sorry, I was just trespassing into your property and snooping in your house.
Oh, so maybe they were like, it's the different, It's all about zodiac. Oh, the God told the animals. Oh, look how cute.
Oh, so that's why the cat got left out. Because it's sad.
Switch her birth from a dog to a cat.
あいつがそれ聞いたらどんな顔するか。でも君、犬年なんだね。なんかこう、わくな。なんだって僕も犬だからに。何鼻の下伸ばしてるの。本田さん、俺のいとこが変なことしなかった？やたら痛い。辞書か何か入ってない？2冊かな。おはよう。あれ、2人は知り合い？本田さん。はじめまして、本田徹です。僕は相馬しぐれ、ゆきくんのいとこです。そういえば、どうしたここ？
We're in the middle of the forest. There's no other houses around here.
せっかくだから一緒に学校行こう。本田さん、申し遅れました。プリンス2年代表、皆川素子と申します。プリンスユキ、プリユキ大元一つ、王子の私物は盗まない。一つ乗り込まない。話しかけるときは。
Who's the prince? Soma?
I guess
Yuki means snow, so like the snow prince. And he has white hair. I think they're like jealous of her.
yeah, 'cause she like walked into school with him.
Yuki must be his first name.
Just like the cutest boy in the school.
I love one of them is like super, and then the other one's just like Kaguya, like super scary. I like it so far.
It's got bad vibes.
She's like an empath. I wonder if all of the different main characters represent like a zodiac sign. If she's the cat in the middle, and then all of them are like a different one.
Wow, saying that. I'll cook the rice in a rice maker. It is if you live in a tent and have no parents and no anything.
So she's like hiding it from everybody. Did she run away? She ran away from home probably. I was wondering like where's her dad if her mom's dead? I wonder why she would have left.
I don't know.
Are they abusive or what? How serious is this gonna be? Is he the rat?
その後、引用語行や数が取り入れられて、吉凶を占うものになったんだ。猫が十二支に加わる初めからなかったね。でも俺は、その方が良かったと思う。十二支の仲間になりたかった。なんだって言うな。本当にバカだよ。猫って。つまり相馬くんは、猫が嫌いなんですか？
He's so dreamy.
It's like the Nagi-san with the blossoms where it just like flies around.
本田さん。顔色があんまり良くないね。まだ暑いし、体には気をつけた方がいいよ。
Hmm. There's definitely some like cryptic stuff. I wonder if it's like, oh, if it's more symbolic or if it's literal.
私を守ってくれたお母さん。いつだってパワフルで明るくて。そんな人がまさか事故で死ぬなんて思いませんでした。引き取り先は揉めましたが、結局、おじいさんの家に決定しました。おじいさんの負担にならないように、学費と生活費を払うことを約束しました。京子さん、実はこの家を改築して娘夫婦と同居することになったんだ。
His mind is going.
世話になるつもりなんだ。なんせ狭い家でな。もし友達がいれば、そっちの方があんたも。おもちゃんは 1DK のアパート暮らしで、花ちゃんは5人家族。になれるわけないです。でも、わかりました。そうです。いずれは一人暮らしをするのに、厳しさに耐えるいいチャンスです。たとえそれがお金なくてテント暮らしだとしても、数日後に飛ばされそうになってもギブアップ。めげてはダメです。
She's so determined.
She's just doing all the work.
出前か外食だと飽きちゃうな。自分が食事作ってよ。作ったって文句言うじゃないか、君は。中に100円入ってれば、文句の一つも。ユキ君は頭はいいくせに、家事一般だけはだ。やっぱだらけた男二人暮らしには、花が必要だね。
She's gonna move in with them. Oh.
おや。
They're gonna like follow her and see that she's living in a tent.
Destroyed. Oh, so Prince isn't like his parents are like rich or they own the whole area.
Mm. It's really, it's not funny at all, actually.
It's funny. I'm with him.
This child is homeless.
崖の土揺れるし、やっと笑い終わったの。第一、女の子が何ヶ月も無理だよ。大丈夫です。ナメクジにもなれました。体力だって部分バッチリあります。だからお願いします。
Just exhausted from having to walk so far into the bush every day and getting no sleep.
どこにあんのかな。貝の森です。お、いい例えだね。ほら、崖崩れが起きたみたい。
Do you understand? Like, are there wolves in Japan? Wait.
Oh my god.
Well,
It's a really nice blanket.
どんなこと話してよ。いってらっしゃいと分かったの。お母さんが事故で死んだ日の朝。小テストがあるからって夕方まで勉強しちゃって起きれなくて。あの朝だけ言えなかったんです。いつも言ってたのに。あの朝だけ。私、高校行く気なくて働くんだって思ってたんです。母さんが。私ね。でもやっぱ、やってみたかったな。だから、あんたの代わりに高校生活楽しいんだよ。そんなお母さんにいらっしゃいを言えなかった。あ じゃいつも元気そうで、もっと上に見える。すごいね。すごいって、何相馬の家から飛び出したつもりだったんだ。本当に嫌だ。本田さんみたいにテント抱えて、秘境でも大口抱えてるよ。すごいなんて言うの、失礼だよ。そうだね。あと頼んでいい？もうそこ、返すのかい？僕も行こうか。一人じゃ大変だろう。一人。誰に向かって言ってるのさ。
Whoa.
Yeah.
いらっしゃい。
That's so creepy.
Holy shit.
あんたまた熱出して、マジ手伝ってね。トールはトールらしっくりやってけばいいんだよ。いつか追いつくから。
She have an older brother? So much mystery. I wonder if she didn't die in an accident.
写真？荷物も全部掘り出したと思うんだけど。
Sad all of her stuff could just fit in a little bag.
まさか。
でもどうやって？
秘密。じゃあ、荷物上に運んじゃうね。改築が終わるまで。
That's nice.
冬にコピーついて
I wonder what his deal is, though. Like, it's mysterious.
It's like a Snow White situation. She has
Yeah.
to clean and cook for them. Because they're just so disgusting and their house is a mess.
The butler guy reminds me of Gojo.
持ってないから甘えてよ。それに行くあてもないだろ。
では、になるならば、そんな家の裏切りとか教えてください。
いいよ。本田さんは本田さんらしく、ゆっくりやっていけばいいよ、この家で。
トールはトールらしく。相馬くんは、やっぱり謎です。
I would say more than you could possibly know.
女の子だよ。何を今更、大丈夫だよ。抱き疲れさえしなければね。やっぱり
Who's this guy?
Alright.
It's the monkey.
He just busted through the house.
首洗って待ってたか。ねえ、ずこ。いい加減に諦めたけど。怖い？同じ見てる。痛い目見んぞ。ユキ、もしかして今日が来た？
What?
The cat.
あらら。
猫に
こ
しまいました。
What the hell?
Oh, she
The
she
dog
can
and the
turn.
rat.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
just turns them into whatever they are somehow.
You're like, this is awkward. Oh my god.
What
Whoa,
a way
ending
to end
time.
that episode.
They're all animals.
That was such a good first episode.
That was so good.
What a strong start. And it felt like so much happened. I was like, is this an hour-long first episode? But they just made everything work. We get her living in a tent and being really upbeat. We get the super tragic backstory. We get it's just so sad. We get the weird,
cryptic.
this thing.
I wonder if this means that she's she's the god here in the story that her mom said, that she instead of being like,
she's not one of the animals.
Yeah.
And that's why she can touch them and turn them into what they really are.
But then what does that mean for her relation? If she is this person in the middle, if this is God, and that's supposed to be her representation, then is she the cat
guy's
she'd be the guy, yeah, and then so she can have a special relationship with the guy, because it seems like she has more of a special relationship with the rat.
Mm-hmm. But we also haven't met many of the other things, so who knows? And it's really interesting to think about, but I loved this end bit. So like we have like I cried during this part where she's like talking about her mom and just how she wishes that she, you know, said goodbye properly, or and you know, either it wouldn't have happened or she would have known that she like did the right thing, basically. And it's just so sad. And then it's like this whole thing of like, oh well, you can just move in here, and it's like, oh, this is too good to be true. This is like crazy. This is and then this guy literally just busts in, breaks the ceiling, and then is gonna fight this other guy. She trips, falls on him, he turns into a cat, and I love
how like they're just, this is awkward.
I just love the face of like and
this is happening now.
With just like the sweat, and just because they're an animal, like it's just such like barely an expression. It's so goddamn funny. It's like awesome. This whole thing is just so funny. Like it goes from like, oh, this is like really upbeat and like very dramatic and very like it has a certain vibe to it of like she gets to this, she like comes across and there's this guy and he's just like so cool and so mysterious, and she's like the happy-go-lucky, really upbeat, really hardworking girl, and then she gets to the school and then like the girl like shows up and then all the other girls like fly into place, and it's like that's like in a game like where the characters just like are a drawing and they like fly into the screen, and it's just so dramatic and so funny. And then I really like her friends.
Yeah.
At first I wasn't sure if they were her if they were her friends or if it was like these are just some other girls at the school, but no, these are like her best friends, and one of them is just like super scary, like pulling out a knife and gonna like do all kinds of stuff, and the other one's just like super badass, cool girl. Like they have like the nice girl, the scary girl, and then just like the cool friend. And they're just hanging out. And then there's like this whole thing here where he like goes on about, oh, the cat's an idiot, which clearly he is. He just busted into his house to fight him. Randomly, and then how she goes to live with the grandfather, but is
he mistaking her for his daughter because he's saying Kyoko, or what, or is he mistaking her for her mom? I couldn't tell that because he keeps calling her Kyoko, and he's like, no, I'm Toru. I'm Toru.
Oh, probably he's probably just really not really with it anymore and is just calling her.
Supposed to go live with my daughter's family for a while, so her aunt, I suppose, while this house is being renovated. Why are they renovating the house? Just because? Just possibly because he's getting old so he can get around a little bit better, maybe?
Maybe. Or maybe there's something wrong with it, and...
Yeah. But it's just an excuse for her to go strike out on her own. Mm-hmm.
And she could stay with her friends, but neither of them are in a good situation for that. Mm-hmm. And she's just really hardworking and...
Well, yeah, because her mom was like, go, make the most of your life, basically. And like, but it's interesting because her mom never got to experience a good childhood because she was always working, and she dropped out to work, and she wanted to follow in those footsteps, but her mom wanted her to be able to have a better life and not have to struggle so much. And then unfortunately she dies, and then she's forced to do the same thing, but is still wanting to keep up with her mom's wish for her. So she's like being torn and being just crushed to ribbons because she needs to, she's basically following in the footsteps of her mom and trying to, achieve her dream of, having a high school life or having it's kind of life.
Like a double-edged sword, and she's kind of like doing two things at once of having a job and working and living by herself in a tent, and then at the same time her mom is said she wanted to go to school, so she has no choice but to like do all that other shit that her mom didn't want her to have to do the thing that her mom wanted her to do. But she can't have a full-time
job because she's young, for one, and for two, she's still going to school all the time, so she doesn't have time to work a full-time job, so she has to live out in the woods.
Yeah, and she has to pay for her tuition to go to high school, so she can't, it's like everything is kind of all wrapped together in the mom's wish for her to go to high school.
And she's just exhausted.
She wants to do, and also that's the other thing is like her mom's wish for her to go to school, so she was trying to get good grades and she was up studying, so that's why she didn't say goodbye to her mom, but her mom wanted her to go to school. It's very complicated.
Yeah.
The way that all kind of worked out, and
it's like in order to carry on her mom's dream, she had to basically give up her actual mom, like in a way, because she was studying so she'd get into a better school and have a better high school life because that's what her mom wanted for her. She wasn't actually paying attention to what was in front of her, and now the only way that she could be close to her is by continuing
to do that same
thing.
And it's always really complicated with like family members' dying wish kind of thing, and how that can shape the life that a character leads just by trying like balancing what they want versus what their parents want, and
versus
then
what's best for you.
Yeah. And like in this case, what her mom wanted, and also what her mom didn't want for her at the same time of, you know, working super hard just so that she can go to school. You know, like her mom obviously wouldn't want her living in a tent.
Yeah.
That's not what she would want. Yeah.
And then there's just this supernatural stuff, and it is literal.
Yeah, it's literal. I wasn't sure if it was gonna be, because like without spoiling Clannad too much, there's supernatural elements in it, but it is very, like, you can't really pin too much on it until like the very end, and even then it is like extremely mysterious, and it's very separate from the characters. Like the characters don't know about it really, but here it's like explicit. Like this guy knows that he's the rat dude, and he can like communicate with rats. Like the guy's the dog dude, and he knows what that wolf is saying, and you know it's. And the guy's the cat, and they all can turn into the animals, and they don't seem like surprised, and they knew her immediately. Is the other thing is he said, "I'll be fine as long as she doesn't hug me."
Yeah.
So they knew who she was and like what she was capable of, but she has no idea, which is kind of an interesting dynamic if all of these other people also know like that they are like whatever animal they are, and but she somehow is connected to all of them but didn't know. And it's interesting as well how she like felt sympathy for the cat, and it's like in that thing how the person is holding the cat in that like opening thing where and then how he's like, oh well, everything, it's all in 12s and it's all this and that, and it's like, well, it could have all been in 13s in a different thing. It's like with anything, it's like, oh, the calendar is 12 months. It's like, well, it could have been any number if you divide it a certain way, or you know, how months could have been different. Like how I think it's like if every month has 28 days and there's 13 months, it's actually better. And you wouldn't have a leap year, you wouldn't have like anything weird. And I don't know too much about
but
like.
It's not synced with the moon, right? Or is it?
Well, I'm saying that of like the calendar that I'm not sure of like the lunar zodiacs and like how all of those work.
I'm not
But it's just,
but I wonder
it's
what
interesting.
What thing. I wonder is what this means for like the story. So there's like the supernatural thing, and that's you know, the reason stuff like this exists, whether it's a power system or some kind of supernatural cryptic element or literal thing that's like a thing in the story that people can turn into animals or whatever, it exists to, and all this setup, it exists to like create a relationship with the characters and or say something about the relationships, and all those things say something about real life. So I'm wondering, like, does this mean, is this like just a very zoomed out version or sort of cryptic way to say that she needs to like choose one of these people to be with, essentially? Like is if it's like the whole point is this like a romance thing or possibly or something like that, is the point of this that like these are going to be on the outside, and the one in the middle is not you know, they're not unlucky because they didn't have a place for them. Their place is with essentially her in the middle, and it's basically the one that she's going to choose. And that does that mean that she's going to end up with Kyou, or whoever that, I guess his name's Kyou, the cat boy, despite her seeming to have a relationship with the rat man? And is there like duality going to be like they're the main two guys kind of fighting for her affection? You know, like
Yeah.
is all of this just a very complicated way of setting up or foreshadowing a romantic connection that's going to be between
and also,
them?
how does this whole zodiac thing work? Are they reincarnations? Are they aware of their previous lives, or are they like when a child is born and then they get like that like it just like reincarnates into them, and they don't have memories of all their previous reincarnations? Or is it like a family thing? Because
It seems like it's a family
yeah,
thing, because because Soma or Yuki is the child of like the Soma family who like owns all this shit, and
then his cousin is the dog guy. So
they are cousins.
yeah,
Okay,
that's what he said.
Yeah, I think that if I had to guess, if I had to make a prediction, it is sort of, all of this is just sort of window dressing for the real story, which is like a romantic connection or a personal connection between these characters, and the rat sort of tricking the cat is like first episode we set up in a cryptic way what's going to happen at the end, and what we're going to see possibly over the course of the show is maybe not all of them are like romantic interests. We saw in the ending that there was like on the sheep there was like a little girl and a little boy. So not everybody's going to be like, not every one of these is like a bachelor vying for her attention or whatever, but they are everyone is a different archetype, a different character archetype, or a different person that sort of represents their zodiac sign. And the main two are going to be these two guys at the start, the rat and the cat. And the rat is going to be trying to be like a little shyster. He's kind of sneaky, he's mysterious, and he's going to try and break them up or keep them from getting together. But ultimately, in the end, he's going to be on the outside looking in, and the cat is going to be the one close to Toru. If I had to guess, that's probably what's going to happen. Yeah. Or maybe it'll switch up and it'll be something completely different. And I'm completely wrong.
I think what I'm most interested in is to see, because I think it's a really cool concept. I'm just interested to see of like how they can like blend this element with the rest of the story, and if it's going to eventually just get kind of like, well, you didn't even need to have that the story you're telling, or if it's going to be like, this is like bigger than like you in this lifetime, and this is like a thing, is it just gonna be, like I said, window dressing, or like, you just, here's the comedy part of the scene where like, we start out having a real conversation, and then it does the anime thing where it like slices the scene in half, and then inserts like why'd you say that, blah, 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 and then it cuts right back to them, so what you're saying is, and then it's just, it keeps going on with the same thing as if that little comedy thing didn't happen, and that's gonna be all the animal shit is gonna be in that little pocket. And then the rest of it is going to be basic, not say basic like in a derogatory way, but like, non-fantastic regular people talking and interacting, and there's gonna be like maybe some fighting or something interspliced here and there, but at the beginning and at the end, away from all the supernatural stuff, is going to be a very grounded, mostly grounded like romance story or personal story between two characters or a few characters. Yeah, or is it going to be like, something else is going on as well, like some kind of like evil, godly being or some kind of thing, and like they have to like do something to stop that, or like she plays an integral role to like bind them all together and like do something to keep the world, like he's going on about like, oh, there's like this, from that came this and this and this and this, and these are all the things that like the world operates on today, and so, and this is the core foundation of that, and is she like the thing that holds it all in balance, and like, I guess I'm just really interested to see how it all goes and how these things blend together, and like what's gonna keep this relevant and cool and interesting and
not disparate. Like it needs to be blended in order for it to be interesting. If it is just like, oh, this is the supernatural part that's like, foreshadowing or setting up, and then there's the real story which could be just without it, or is kind of disconnected.
Oh, and this is interesting about like, I just want to re-watch this little start bit, if that's all right.
Sure, yeah.
I just want to see what she's saying here.
The original promise.
Yeah.
I wonder if the cat here is like the mom. So what does Kyoko as a name mean? because I think maybe my Japanese is just really dull, and it definitely is. But when they're fighting at the end, the Yuki was, when the guy came in, he was like, the guy was to Yuki was like, oh, Nezuko, and Nezu means rat. So, and I thought ko just meant girl, but it might just mean person in that case. I'm not sure. Kyoko.
You could look up what her actual name, because that's not her actual name.
I don't want to get spoiled.
Oh,
her name is Toru.
No.
Honda.
I was also thinking it's interesting. Yeah, this start bit, I'm not sure exactly, but it seems like it's like, because the original banquet and then the cat didn't make it because the rat tricked the cat. And I wonder if this is something like, because of that, and like the original promise was like that there was supposed to be 13 of them and the cat was supposed to be in there, and now things are like out of balance because it just went wrong and wasn't how it was supposed to be. And if this is, and it's like, oh, I'll hold another one and I'll hold another one, but no one is remembering that everyone needs to be there or something like that. And if it's gonna be like they kind of do that again and she is able to like set it right and make it how it was supposed to be in the past and how it was always meant to be with all 13 of them, and it will like set something right in the world, or like they don't have to keep getting reincarnated or something, you know? I don't know.
Did they say what the mom's year was? Because the mom is like, just her hair color is very similar to the cat in the intro. So I wondered if that was her, and maybe this is like the cat dying to bring balance, like the cat's being sacrificed to bring balance and to keep just it an even number. Oh, and there's like links between these. Oh no, it's coming out. Never mind. Anyway, yeah. So I wonder if that's kind of what's happening here, is where the cat kind of got sacrificed for the sake of the greater good or whatever, and then. That's similarly to how the mom dies. Maybe the mom was like the cat in the previous generation, and she died in an accident to like keep balance to everything.
Well, the mom died recently, like within like a year ago.
She looked younger in the. Oh no, yeah, I guess
I think she said it was like 6 months ago. She like went to live with the grandpa.
Yeah, and we don't know if the Somas, because his parents aren't around. We don't know if they're alive, or if they were say if it's like a generational thing, if they were the previous, or one of them was the previous generation and they died or something, or if they're still alive because Toru's mom died or something. But I don't know. So I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm just speculating, I guess, but. It seems, because she says like, oh, I don't want to be a dog, I want to be a cat, but she's not, like, she's just born in that year, in the year of the dog, right? That's kind of what it's saying. But I don't know if she's actually a dog. If she like, because she's not turning into something, right? So she's probably something else. That's why I think we were led to believe that she's probably the god figure in the middle. I don't think she's the cat figure in the middle, because there's still the cat guy that's there. So logically speaking, she would be this person in the middle. What's I was gonna say, like, what's September? Like, what is there an animal associated with that? I guess like
I think
astrology.
It's by year, isn't it?
Yeah, it is by year. It is by year. But I was wondering if they're like, if a mid-September day, if that was just, oh, this is the time of year it is at the start of the story, or if that had something.
Well, I guess I think it is. Maybe it is by month 2. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, so there's 12 here.
Yeah.
So which one's missing?
The cat.
The cat is missing.
Yeah, that's why she said, oh, and no cat. She's like, every time she sees Zodiac stuff, she's disappointed because she feels that the cat should be there, which, if she is like the reincarnation of the god that like was supposed to hold the banquet that wanted all 13 of them there, the rat feels like, no, there was never supposed to be 13. I'm in the right for making that decision that the cat shouldn't be there. But she, the one who created the whole thing in the first place, has her entire life, even though she didn't know about any of this shit, had the feeling that the cat needs to be there in order for it to be right.
Yeah, I guess we'll see how it goes along, but yeah, I think my prediction is that I think it's gonna be interesting to see how much. I think it'll, whether my prediction or your prediction comes true, of like, you know, whether she's trying to set it right on your side, or whether for me it's just it's a romance and it's like more complicated than the supernatural stuff is complicating a more basic romance where she's gonna end up with the cat guy at the end, or some combination of both. Like, yeah, I think that'll depend on how, like, whether one of those is true is gonna depend on how integral the fantasy element is to the plot.
There's also the fact that she's born in the year of the dog, which is the same year as the guy who is the dog as well, which kind of puts a connection between them. But I hope it's not romantic, because I think that would mean he's 12 years older than her.
Right, yeah.
And she's 16, which would be a little bit weird.
I don't think it does.
But it is interesting that she's born in that year too, and he's one of the first ones that she meets. He's the first one that she meets of all of them.
I wonder, then does it go... Oh, never mind. It wouldn't make any sense now. I was going to say, like, yeah, I don't know. Wait, if it is like a generational thing, I wonder how that'll work. Just something like... Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's not going to go that deep into, like, you know, when they turn this age, or when this many cycles, like, you know, when they're 36 years old, or when they're 24 years old, it gets passed on to the next generation or something like that. I don't know. It's probably not going to go that insane with it, but yeah, I think we cracked the code, you guys.
We're done. We don't need to watch anymore.
Let's watch the finale and get the show over with. Okay, leave a like and subscribe. We're moving right along to the next one. You can check out Patreon right now to see that right now. And we hope you enjoyed. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye-bye.